Sadguruji. My name is Smriti. My question is, how do I develop willpower? I know what is the right thing to do, but I don't tend to have that willpower to do the right thing or do things sequentially.
Why you don't have willpower? Fear?
I get tempted, distracted, do other things which...
See, the willpower, the shortage of willpower only indicates fear of losing something. That is when you don't have willpower. As I said before, if you think of the worst to worst, what is going to be the worst to worst if I do this? And as I said, okay, I'll be a beggar on the road. Today I am working in air conditioned office, tomorrow I'll be a beggar on the road. The worst to worst, that is what can happen. Immediately there will be a surge of willpower. When you are ready for the worst to worst, because willpower is within only, and there is no fear of loss, there is no fear of failure, there is no fear whatsoever. You become fearless. Success lies only in being fearless. In fear, the major cause for no willpower, no confidence, lack of that intention to do something big, or you start doing something big and then midway you stop. The bigger cause, the unseen cause is the loss of something. I may lose this also. I may lose everything, whatever I have. I may lose that which I have gained till now. Whatever. If you don't have that fear, there will be only willpower and nothing else. There will be only confidence and nothing else. So if you are prepared, in one of our sessions here I told someone, if you want to be fearless, carry a resignation letter in your pocket. Every day morning, let the boss know that in your pocket there is a resignation letter. With that itself you will get a lot of confidence. With that itself you will get a lot of willpower to do whatever you want to do. And the fear will shift from you to the boss. I mean, this is what the bigger aspect of developing willpower I am saying. Though it may or may not suit you, I don't know whether you can be so much fearless. See, when I left my business, it was a huge business. Anyway, I kicked all that for my spiritual journey. This is almost 25 years ago. I kicked everything. There was big house, big cars, imported cars, very well-known personality I was. Kicked everything. When I kicked consciously, I had no fear as to if I don't succeed in spirituality, what would happen. My father used to ask, Guru Ma never asked me because she was with me and she also was equally fearless. My father and mother, obviously slightly older age, they used to ask, what will happen after 3 years, or what will happen after 5 years. My children were small, what will happen to them? I said, I don't know what will happen to them. I don't know what will happen to you. I don't know what is going to happen to me. I can only assure you that you will be taken care of. You will never suffer physically, mentally. You will have meals. My children will have meals. I will not guarantee big house. Whether I beg or I work in some small company for a small salary, or we will shift from here to a small village in Rajasthan where we won't need much of income because expenses are going to be too low. You all have to be prepared for that life. Otherwise, I will assure you everything what is required to live. Don't expect any luxuries. He said, okay, you assure that we are ready. So they also became fearless. We became fearless, they became fearless, our children became fearless, we could attain the enlightenment. I had the fear of losing, what will happen if I don't succeed. I have kicked everything, what will the society say? What will those businessmen who knew me as a businessman, what would they say? I used to travel only by flight, executive class, stay in, I am talking 30 years ago, I used to stay in Taj Mahal Hotel, suites costing 50,000 rupees one night. 30 years ago, not many in Hyderabad could afford, not many people in Hyderabad could afford such kind of lifestyle. Whether I could afford or not, I used to enjoy that time. There was always that fearlessness. And that was one reason that I could achieve in my life everything which I thought of achieving. You have to become fearless if you want to develop confidence, willpower. Fear stops you. But anyway, if you want to discuss step by step, you can discuss, because I am going to the extreme.
So you spoke about taking risk over here and not fearing that, the result of that risk. But in your example, like you said, you prepared your parents for that situation. So it's kind of like taking a risk on their behalf as well.
Right. But I ensured them that you will have a decent life. I may not give you a bungalow in Jubilees. You might have to stay with me in Srisailam. And that is what is our duty. I also made it very clear to everyone. The duty of a child is to take care of the parents. They are not without food. They have a shelter. They have something to wear. Duty restricts only to that extent. But sometimes, we extend our duty
To their dreams.
to their dreams. That is not your duty. And then that pressurizes you. Under the guise of the duty, you get pressured. Today you might be living in some flat, you might have a bike. That doesn't fall under duty. Your husband, your children, whoever they are, family members, parents, whatever you have given them, you will think that that is my duty and my duty is to give them next level. No. Tomorrow you have to go to Vijayawada, Guntur or Warangal to stay in a 10 by 10 room, make them stay. If you provide them food, shelter, clothing, you have fulfilled your duty. If you come to that extent, then what fear you will have? Will you not become fearless? And know that that is what is the duty. Know that that is what is the duty. Duty is not to provide luxuries. Duty is not to be the manager of a company. No. Take big leap, big risk. Eventually, I can only tell you that the big achievement, and it has been the history, big achievements were never based on your caliber. Big achievements were never based on your technicalities. Big achievements were never based on resources. Big achievements were never based on knowing the management techniques, financial jugglery, marketing, nothing. Big achievements had no such contributions. I created a pharmaceutical company. Pharmaceutical company, it was a chemical plant, it was a bulk drug unit. I was the worst student in chemistry. Never attended a chemistry class. Always copied and passed. When I set up this chemical plant, banks, financial institutions, they asked, how can we support you? You are setting up a chemical plant, you are going to compete with Dr. Reddy's laboratory, series, big companies, Nicholas Piranal, etc., etc. How will you compete? I said, I don't have to know technicalities. Did Dhirubhai Ambani knew how he is going to set up a refinery plant where his petrol, diesel will be produced? He was working in a petrol pump. He is 7th standard. He didn't know either. I don't know about technicalities. I don't need to know. I can employ technical people. How do you market? I'll employ marketing people. And finances, I'll employ financial man. I was sanctioned the project. After 6 months, I went to the same guys. with an expansion of 300% after 6 months. They said, what is this? When you set up a project, you have no experience, you are not technical, you are not marketing, yet we sanctioned. You have given us the projections for next 5 years. Prove those 5 years projections, then go for expansion. I said, sir, who has the time for 5 years? I don't know whether you will be alive or I will be alive. He said, 6 months you have not even started, your plant is not operating even at 20% efficiency. In 6 months, how much efficiency it will work on? At least let it work at 50% and then converse. I said, I don't have time. Do you want to be partner in my growth or not? You just tell me yes or no. Whether you give me finance or not, I don't bother. You reject my case. I am not asking you to support me. I am not asking you to do me a favor. In fact, these were the words I can tell you. I am doing a favor having come to you seeking loan because you are going to be my partner in my growth. He said, you have gone mad. I said, you say no, I'll tap other sources, I know how to tap. You want to be my partner, you be my partner. Okay, give us one week time. I am sorry. I have only 3 days. After 3 days, my deadline. This is how you can ask her. After 3 days, your option is out. This was, is getting recorded, so I don't want to name. The top financial institution of the country. Now you can understand who that financial institution would have been 30 years ago. Sir, 3 days only I have time. Or else others are ready. I have already submitted my projects to them. The first one to approach is you. 4:30 on the third day, the call came. Please don't approach others. Give us 2 days time. I am pleading. I have to put up some note to my GM. Why do you pressurize us so much? And he said, you are the first guy who is pressurizing this institution. I said, okay sir, 2 more days. Sanction came. When he sanctioned, he told me, okay, for this expansion give me 5 years projections. I said, okay, let's sit on your computer, we'll make it. And what do you mean we make it? Sir, you have all the ratios. What do you want to see in my projections? Some ratios, no? Debt equity ratio, this ratio, that ratio. We'll put it on your computer, finish it off in 10 minutes. You are asking for 5 years projections in this country or in any country for that matter. Every day government changes. Every day laws are changing. How can 5 years projections can be met practically? Tomorrow itself I don't know what is going to happen. And I am not assuring you that I am going to meet all this 5 years projection. No, I am just giving you for the sake of giving you because you want it. And I am just making these figures. I have no confidence in the figures. He said, how can you be so blunt with us when you are seeking loan? I made the full projection on his computer. I said, you reverse work. From bottom you start and you put whatever figure you want to this will be the turnover, this will be the profit, this will be the so and so, this will be expenditure. He said, nothing is true. I said, nothing is true. They sanctioned and at the end he told me, Mr. Jain, you know on what basis we sanctioned? I said, I know what basis you sanctioned, but you tell me. We didn't sanction based on what all you submitted, we sanctioned on your face. We sanctioned on your confidence. We told very clearly, we sanctioned on looking at you, the way you talk, the way your confidence. We sanctioned looking at you. And then he revealed, see other projects also when we sanction, we don't sanction based on what are submitted to us. We sanction based on the people behind. And I proved myself. Within 1.5 years, my pharmaceutical company, big chemical plant, spread in some 60 acres near Hyderabad. I used to attend all technical meetings and the employees who didn't know my background, they used to call me, Dr. Jain, can we have a meeting? Dr. Jain. All were PhDs. This is only possible if you are fearless like this. Just gush. Allow your. Don't stop at that small intellect. Break it open. It should be like Srisalam Dam. When the gates are opened, what happens to the water? It gushes. But when the gates are closed, one side there's water, on the other side, dryness. If you have gone to any of these dams, Nagarjuna Sagar Dam, on the other side of the dam gates, complete dry. We human beings are like that. We have abundance of intelligence because cosmos is within us. We can remain connected with the cosmos. Between you, between your MD and Bill Gates and between me and Buddha, there is no difference at all. The difference is how much potential each one has tapped. That's the only difference. Between you and Bill Gates, same potential. Between me and Buddha, same potential. Between Dhirubhai Ambani and anyone sitting here, same potential. He has tapped, others have not tapped. That's the only difference. That is there in abundance. Open the gates. Gush, allow the water to gush the other side. Then see the beauty. But I think your question is not complete yet.
No. I think what I got from this whole thing is basically believe in your dream and don't fear to dream.
Yes, that is one. And let the dream be 1,000 times bigger than your present state. 1,000 times I am saying, 1,000 times bigger than your present state. You don't pay anything for dreaming. No one knows. No taxes, no GST, nothing. What do you lose? At least, what happens when you dream, what happens? When I am saying that 1,000 times bigger dream than your present state. First, what happens? The first thing is what?
It seems like a fairyland.
Okay, let it be. What happens?
And then the realization of the gap between the reality and the dream.
Okay, very true. Third point.
And then the realization that it is a dream ultimately.
All three negative points. Not one positive point. Okay, anyone else? Anyone else?
We visualize that.
Whatever you are, from there, when you dream 1,000 times, you have a 10 by 10 room, or you stay in a 1,000 square feet flat, and you dream that you own the oracle. Okay, now let's see what happens. What is that happens?
We imagine that.
क्या रोहित? अरे छोड़ो फोन, बात करो. वो रोहित को तो. He is a very intelligent guy. He conducts programs on entrepreneurship. He is a great entrepreneur. Excited, enthusiastic, smart, Bollywood type, Salman Khan, biceps and all that. इधर आ जाओ. You coach people on entrepreneurship and all that. So here I am talking one thing that when you dream 1,000 times, multiple of 1,000 times, then you are present. Whatever you are in the present, dream multiple of 1,000 times, bigger than that you become that. So what is that happens? Any comment?
I was telling Rachita the same thing, that if you dream small, you're going to remain small. You have to dream something which even you cannot imagine you will achieve, because when you dream big and you look at a goal which is so big, the universe will get together to make the path for you. And I totally believe in that. If we don't dream big, then we don't think we have any worth about doing anything at all.
And what happens when you dream? What is the first thing which happens? Inside, obviously.
I think the first thing that I think of when I dream of something is the thrill that I'll get, when I'm sitting right at the top of a podium and discussing the success of my project with people who want to dream, who like to dream and who have not yet dreamt.
So you get that feeling of thrill. She gets the feeling of fear where you want to build.
And trust me, even to set up a small chai shop, there are 1 million obstacles. But if you look at the eventual goal that you want to achieve, you can get rid of every obstacle. I'm new to Hyderabad. I'm here since last 10 years. But I've seen enough of problems with government, with people, with localites, and fought all of them and yet paved my way towards some part of success that I've achieved. But only if you dream, you will get through all the problems in life.
He's setting up chai, what is that called?
We're setting up a chai outlets, so these will be specialty chai outlets with snacks which we all love to eat and we don't get it
But
most
even
places.
before he has started his first shop, first venture, he has already dreamt that there will be thousands of them throughout the country. I'm going to give franchisee. Thousands of them will be there. So he's not dreaming for the one, he's dreaming for the thousands of them.
Just to make it in one short line, the dream that I have today is you think of chai and you'll think of chai pani. That's what our brand name is, chai pani.
Actually,
We should be starting in a week's time.
This thought came to him after that chai wala Modi became Prime Minister. So
I agree, selling chai is a stepping stone to getting somewhere really big.
see, one thing, the first thing which happens, this is very good, positive way of the thrill. The first thing which happens is when you dream big, your mind which was this much becomes this much. Your mind expands. Your mind blows off. That mind which was narrowed and was this much becomes huge. It has to become huge because it has to contain oracle building. It has to contain all over the world centers of oracle. It has to become that huge. The mind which was this much becomes big. Only when the mind becomes big, then big things can stay in the mind. Big things can enter in the mind. And when big things enter in the mind, only then big things can enter your life. What can enter your mind only can enter your life. Not otherwise. Not otherwise. Remember this one very clear concept. I had a spiritual guru when I started my spiritual journey. I have shared with my regular followers. When we both started our spiritual journey, we had a guru. We started with him. He spent 50 years in his spiritual sadhana. We both spent 2 years, maybe 2.5 years, and we almost reached his stage. Almost his state, wherein he spent 50 years. He was 70, he was a Bal Brahmachari, completely committed to spiritual sadhana. Now we have achieved almost his state which he took 50 years, in 2.5 years we achieved. Now he used to tell us that I have to take 2 more births to get the ultimate enlightened state. He told us, both of us. दो जन्म लगेंगे मुझे. I'll take 2 more births. You will take more births. I didn't react. He is my guru. But in my mind, immediately a thought came. I have no time to wait for 2 births or 4 births. No. In this birth itself, I have to finish it off. No competition, as I said. Finish off the competitor itself. I will achieve whatever it is, that highest. And I don't know, we don't know. We both are walking on the same path. Both of us do not know what is the highest in spirituality. We are unaware of it. And the first guru also doesn't reveal the highest. He just tells the highest. I will take 2 more births, you will take more births. I said, I will not take. In my mind, I said, I will not take. Not even 2 births, not even 2 years. If something exists, that ultimate, which is more than what I am in the present, if something exists which is beyond the present, I will achieve it. Here, right now, in the shortest possible time. And the universal forces worked in such a manner that we both were picked up from the first Guru and we were dropped at another Guru. That Guru who has attained that ultimate, the universal forces know what is in my mind, universal forces know. And universal forces also know that that which is in my mind, who is capable of helping me to achieve that, universe knows. I didn't know my Swamiji, the second Guru. He was a saint, Swami, Tamilian, doesn't know Hindi, staying since 30 years in Sri Salam. We both have gone to Sri Salam 200 times within those 30 years. But we never knew about him, we had no interest. Now universe started working on us because of this thought. It has picked up from one Guru, it has dropped us in the precincts of the another Guru who can help us attain that which was in my mind. And that Guru, second Guru Swamiji, he just gave it to us in 2-3 years time, that ultimate enlightenment. This is how it works. In my mind, my first Guru's mind restricted. I will attain after 2 years. I broke open all the restrictions. I said, no, I'll attain this Janma itself. Not only attain, I will enjoy for a couple of decades that state, and I will also make others attain that. So imagine what kind of expansion in my mind took place. It has to contain the whole universe. And it happened. How it will happen, you will not know. This is the beauty of dreaming big. Never think how. Just think big. Never think how I will attain. Who will help me? Whose resources? I don't know technicalities, I don't know marketing, I don't know this, I don't know that. Don't think about it. There are thousands of people who know all that. And they all will get attracted to you. Because they have to help you to accomplish your goal. Simple. If you know this science and work on this science, nothing becomes unachievable. Nothing is unachievable. Everything is achievable. Not only achievable, at the shortest possible time it becomes achievable. You will also enjoy that which you achieved for a long time. While being on the deathbed, you become the richest. What is the point? Become now, right now, here, and then enjoy, and die as a big man. And another dream which I used to share with my wife Guruma, when we got married, I was very ambitious, and I used to also enjoy my life, never stressed, never tensed, always in the happy mode, yet big, and no money in pocket. No money. Used to go on bike, go to Enlightenment, have some batana, popcorn and enjoy life. But thinking big always. She used to laugh at me. From where you will become that which you are dreaming? Why you dream? She came from a very conservative family. Her father in Chennai had a shop, small, 4x4, underneath the staircase. I used to tell my father-in-law, what that, sitting in a 4x4, demolish all that, go to first floor. He said, we have to be on the main road. A retail shop. I have to be on the main road. So I can't afford bigger than this. First floor, nobody would come, no customers would come. I said, I'll give an idea. From all shops, customers will come only to your shop. He said, what? Demolish the ground floor shop. Put an escalator to the first floor. First escalator in Chennai. 30 years ago, 37 years ago. There will be big queue, there will be lathi charge. He said, nahi, aapke paas hai rehne do. She is a witness to it. I used to enjoy. I mean, I'm talking of those days, escalators nobody would know. Chennai, conservative city, all will stand here, every day lathi charge, every day there will be newspaper, chain link, escalator, lathi charge, so many died, so many injured. You will become world famous. Anyway, this is how I believe we should